So I guess to start off, Riley North is such a great name.
Yeah, it is, right?
I mean, how important
She's
is
a great character.
How important is a name for an action heroine? How much does...
I don't know. I think that there is some importance to the name, but we always, as soon as I heard the name Riley North, I felt like, oh gosh, that has a real ring to it.
Does the name ever affect how you view a character?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it's still, somebody just left the room just now who said, bye, Jenna Rink, and that was my name at 13 going on 30, and that was the perfect name for that character. So it is nice when they get it just right.
When you join a film like this, does the character or script change at all? Do you to sort of suit your interests?
Yeah, I think in some ways, definitely. You have an opinion and you
Sure.
have conversations. But Pierre Morel was the director, and he directed Taken, and he and I were so on the same page. I would say this line feels like an action movie cheesy line, and he would like, I agree, and it'd be, so in that way, we were really we wanted it to be as grounded as possible so that we
Sure.
could go as crazy as possible.
Did anything in particular about the character change at all from the initial script to
I think we just deepened the emotions that go along with being a mom.
Mm-hmm. What was it about sort of Peppermint that made you want to sort of join back into sort of the action field after?
I mean, to me, if you're going to do an action movie, it has to be grounded in emotion, and the emotion, whatever happens, has to be strong enough that it makes you just where you have no choice but to fight. And
Sure.
you have no choice but to pick up a weapon or do what you need to do. And this, to me, really was an expression of that mom rage. And it's a fantasy. It's obviously not the way anyone should live. But there's something really, going back to, Greek tragedy, there's something really satisfying about watching somebody take control of a situation and have some revenge.
Was it a conscious choice after sort of Alias and Daredevil to sort of move away from the action genre for yourself?
I was having babies, and they don't really go together. It's really hard. I did The Kingdom when I had a little baby, and it's tricky on your body. So my kids are all in school. I had the time to train. So it's much more about schedule and things like that than you would even want to know.
Do you ever feel sort of typecast in any sort of particular roles?
Not really. I feel so lucky. I do big movies, little movies, action movies, dramas, comedies. I feel lucky. Yeah, that hasn't happened.
Returning to sort of stunt work, I mean,
Yes.
What is the difference now versus then for like fighting and doing this stuff?
I think that I trained as hard as I've trained for anything for this film. I knew what it would take. I knew that you had to see that it was me, and it needed to be a different style of fighting than I've done in the past. I've always kind of it's been martial arts based, and there have been some pretty kicks and things like that really used my ballet background. This used my previous stunt background as a starting off point, and I instead worked on boxing and Krav Maga and just being efficient with my movements and with fighting so that I would get in and out as quickly as possible. Plus there was another level of of weapons training than I had ever done before. How do you say that word? Artillery?
I think
artillery?
that's right. Yeah. I think you got it.
It's not artillery. No, artillery. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
What's the most difficult training sort of process that you had to go through?
Some of the weapons training was the hardest because it was me by myself with a group of Navy SEALs nitpicking every single thing for 8 hours a day for days and days and days. And you just want to cry because you just feel like, I'm not going to get this right. And then they do it and it looks so effortless. So in some ways that was harder than even the physical stuff.